If it wasn't Grandma who had offended Charlie, how could the White family retreat from her? She should have become the young daughter-in-law of the White family, but now, after being played by Fredman and Verena, her reputation in Orus Hill has been completely ruined. During this time, she didn't even have a suitor by her side. She wanted to marry a rich family. It's a foolish dream. When the grandmom and granddaughter were thinking about themselves, the porter had moved all the furniture into the living room. Jacob took a count and checked one by one to make sure that everything was okay, and he was extremely excited. He is really sentimental about this set of furniture, and it can be said that it is the best result to buy this set of furniture. So he came to the old Mrs. Wilson with a look of excitement and said, "Mom, there is nothing wrong with the furniture. How can I pay you?" The old Mrs. Wilson looked at Jacob with a complicated expression, and said, "Jacob, you are also Mom's son. Since you like this set of furniture so much, this furniture Mom will give to you." Jacob hurriedly said, "Mom, how can this work? One size fits one size. Even if you send me these pieces of furniture, eldest brother won't agree. Besides, isn't the family short of money right now? Maybe it can help the family." Mrs. Wilson shook her head and said earnestly, "Jacob, I know what you want, but don't worry. The Wilson family still has your mother and I am in charge. As long as I say this furniture is given to you, it is yours." When Jacob heard this, he said gratefully, "Thank you, Mom." Elaine on the side was also very excited. Is this the Lady Wilson changing her sex? If she doesn't want it, just doesn't want it. That's great. She has another chance. Unexpectedly, Mrs. Wilson sighed pitifully at this time. "Jacob, Wilson's villa will be taken away soon. By that time, your mother and I will be sleeping on the street. Your villa is so big and luxurious, isn't it? Shouldn't you leave a bedroom for Mom?" As soon as Mrs. Wilson said this, the expressions of everyone present changed. Elaine was the first to change his face. She instantly understood the intention of the Lady Wilson. Good old lady. What an old fox. It's fake that she gives furniture, it's real that she want to live in our big villa. Finally asked you to get rid of the Wilson family, even better than the Wilson family, and can crush the Wilson family. As a result, she suddenly licked their face and wanted to live in the big villa? Is she worthy? Jacob was not a fool either. The last second was indeed touched by the generosity of the Lady Wilson, but in this second, he immediately understood the Lady Wilson's intentions. He knew that if he let the Lady Wilson live in his new villa, it would simply lead the wolf into the house, and the whole family would be disturbed, so he could not agree to anything. Charlie was also a little worried. If this old woman really lived in, that day would be totally turned upside down. Not only that Charlie and the family was shocked, but Harold and Wendy next to them were even more shocked. Not only are they shocked, they are also very angry. The Lady Wilson's meaning is too obvious. This is to go directly to Curry with Jacob's family, and then move over to live with them. In that case, what should a family of 3 do? Their mother rolled 15 million and ran away. The father is almost penniless now, and their siblings have no savings. The only reliance is the batch of antiques hidden in the hands of the Lady Wilson. If she defected to Jacob's family at this time, wouldn't her family be ruined? Once the bank takes away the villa, the family will sleep on the street. Just when they were tense, Elaine took the lead. She looked at Mrs. Wilson with contempt, and said coldly, "Oh, your wishful thinking is really good. Please kick us out first. Let us live now." It's a big villa, so you want to exchange a set of broken furniture for a room? Do you know how much my villa is? 130 million. Counting the decoration, maybe it's 150 million. A bedroom at least it's worth tens of millions. How much is your set of furniture? Old Mrs. Wilson only wants to live in this villa now, so facing Elaine's ridicule, she said with an innocent look, "My daughter, this set of furniture is a little bit of care from Mom to send you to the house. How can my heart use money? How about measuring?" Elaine immediately said, "Don't come to this set. Let's use money to measure it. Isn't it 1.2 million? We would rather give you than let you move in. If you move in, it is not going to be a good omen for us. That's it? Jacob also instantly realized. Yes, if Mrs. Wilson also moved in, then his life would be no different from HLL. So he immediately said to Mrs. Wilson, "Mom, you give me a card number, and I will send the money." Seeing that Jacob was not fooled, Mrs. Wilson suddenly lowered her face and asked in a cold voice, "What? Are you obliged to break up with your mother?" Jacob hurriedly said, "Mom, I didn't tell you to make a clean break, but you said, but in my eyes, you will always be my mother. Where is your mother in your eyes?" Old Mrs. Wilson said angrily, "You don't want to leave me a room in such a big villa. You would rather see me starving to death or freezing to death outside. Don't want to support me. Your conscience has been eaten by dogs." Before Jacob had time to speak, Elaine blurted out, "Don't fix that useless thing. Sell sofas and sell. Why do you still rely on us? Tell you, you were the one who broke the relationship and drove us out. Now you regret it, but we don't regret it. After leaving Wilson's house, you don't know how happy we were. If you ask us to restore the relationship now, we will not agree.